Are you a Redtail user that is looking to get meaningful data out of your CRM through the opportunities that you may have been tracking inside of your CRM? Well, in today's video, we're going to show you exactly how to do that and also give you a couple of best practices tips and show you exactly what types of reports you should have already created via the reporting tab, as well as maybe give you some ideas on how you can start managing and tracking the existing opportunities that are landing in your pipeline today. Hey, it's Matthew. If you're looking to build workflows that actually work and help your firm scale and grow, please feel free to grab your copy of Mastering Strategies to Avoid the RA Disaster. The link will be in the description below. And if you're serious about building workflows, processes, and automations for your firm, let's connect. Schedule an intro call with us using the link in our description below, and we'd be more than happy to get to know you and your firm. All right, now back to the video. So we are in Redtail CRM, and specifically we are on the Opportunities tab here on the left-hand side. If you just click this button, it'll bring you to this page here, which it may look pretty familiar to you all, but we know a lot of you out there may have not been utilizing this Opportunities tab as well as you should have. So we'll give you an example here of what your opportunity pipeline should look like, and then we'll get into the important part about how you actually start tracking and reporting on this good information. So essentially what we have here are a couple of different stages that we have set up, and I'll go to the filter tab here just to show you an example. So what we have built out are the opportunities that have the intro meeting, discovery meeting, plan presentation. If you want to think about these as like your prospecting meetings, we've seen a lot of firms have success with setting up their pipeline when they actually track the different types of meetings that a prospect is at. So like, to give you an example, if you just had a meeting with a prospect and they agreed to have a discovery meeting after their initial intro meeting, you would want to move them over to the discovery meeting, knowing that you want to get that bird's eye view as to how many people in your pipeline are actually getting pushed along forward, and so that you can actually start getting some good data inside of your CRM. The other two stages that we see a lot of firms like to build out are these pending and future stages. So essentially, if you want to think about pending as in, hey, like we sent out some paperwork to a client, we're just looking for them to finalize this, or let's say that you set up a rollover call with the client, you just want to make sure that actually happens. We definitely suggest pushing them over to this pending stage instead of keeping them in like that last category of the meeting that you just had with the prospect. So if they're going to be sitting over here in like this last prospecting meeting, like this plan presentation, it's not going to give you the good data you're looking for as to seeing like, okay, well, how many people are we still meeting with? How many people are actually going to need some additional time to either get us documents, to have that rollover call, whatever it may be. And then lastly, another stage here, we typically see firms that are trying to track the future opportunities that are going to be coming up for the firm. So think about anything that's a month to 2 months in the at least a month to 2 months out in the future. Essentially, if you know existing clients will have opportunities like a retirement, maybe an inheritance they're expecting, a sale of a home, and they're going to be looking to reinvest those funds with you at your firm, this is definitely a good way to see like, what do you have in your pipeline, what is going to happen in the future. So maybe you run some analysis, some projections for your firm to see if you can buy that additional marketing kit or something you've been looking to purchase for the firm. So this is, again, a high level view of the different stages that we wanted to represent here. And then also what we can do is represent the different won and lost stages. But we're going to show you exactly how to do that directly inside of the reporting tab. So we're going to go ahead and click on reports. And then you'll have a lot of different types of reports that you can run out of your CRM, but the ones that we're going to be focusing on here today are specifically for opportunity by stage. So we'll go ahead and click that, and if you want to star it as well, that may be a good thing to do. So we'll click on opportunities by stages, And then now we're going to show you exactly how you can start building out these, I'd say templated out opportunity reports, but we've seen a lot of firms have success with. So now that we're on our reports tab here, again, by clicking on the button on the left-hand side, reports, we are going to be working through a couple of different examples of reports that we see a lot of firms enjoy when they're trying to track their opportunities. So we'll first start off by clicking this filter button. And once the option comes up here, in this little pop-up screen, we're going to show you exactly the different types of save filters that we've seen a lot of firms have success with and that they actually enjoy. So this first one is going to be for your active opportunities. So if we click on that, I'll show you the exact filter that we're running here. So essentially it's a pretty easy one. You're just going to be tracking your opportunity pipeline, again, talking about those prospecting meetings that you have, like the first meeting, like that introductory call. Let's say next you have a discovery meeting, and then finally let's say you have a planned presentation, and by that time a prospect should at least get to know you, understand what you do, as well as make a decision whether they're going to be moving forward. And then again, like we mentioned previously, we also want to capture any pending and future stages, because those technically are still active opportunities. They're just waiting for some paperwork to be signed, waiting for some retirement, or maybe some other huge life event that's happening within your client's realm. So we'll go ahead and just make sure that we save and apply that filter, and then we'll just apply a name there. And again, we like to name it active opportunities, and you'll go ahead and click the save and apply filter. So once you do that, you'll have this information pulled up here, and we like to filter it out by stage. So I'll click this button once here on the top column, stage, and now I can see all the introductory meetings that I have here, discovery meetings, planned presentations. They kind of follow a flow, and that's what we like to see. But to give you an example, if you just want to see all the introductory meeting prospects that are in your pipeline, we can actually build a report around that too. So what that's going to look like is just like this. So now we're filtering out just for the introductory meetings, and just like we did previously, we're only going to be clicking on one stage here. So to give you another example, if we went to our discovery one, the same idea applies. So we'll have the stage set up here, and we'll only be selecting that specific stage, like that specific meeting or the prospecting meeting that you want to represent how many opportunities we have. So if you do want to export this data, get it out there, you can definitely click the export button, and then it will download up on the top here a little Excel file. And then also you can also see this information in a PDF version. So if you click on this button right here, PDF, it should generate a PDF and download that to your computer as well. So the next thing that we're going to want to represent here is any of those pending or future stages, right? So we also like to see this grouped together, because sometimes there's not enough people that are just pending, not enough people are just looking for the future opportunities. So we're essentially going to group them and combine the filter when we create it. So if I go back and show you the filter that we have here, we just have those two stages clicked. So hopefully you're getting the idea now as to how to actually represent in your prospect pipeline, and again, correlating to the meetings that you're having with prospects, how you actually can get good data out of your CRM. The other thing we're going to want to show you here are a couple of different filters just for the won and the lost opportunities. So again, we're drilling this into your head here. It's pretty simple on how to do this, but you're just going to be clicking on the filter button and making sure that you get the closed won or the closed lost opportunities. And this should represent the won opportunities and the lost opportunities. Now, we do have another identifier here onto how to actually track on the source of where this individual had come from. So to give you an example, if I wanted to represent a prospect or just see any of the won opportunities, but I'm looking for any of them that came from our YouTube channel, what I would do is I would go to sources here and I would look for that specific source. I'll give you an example. We have our filter built out here, And we do see that one. So now it's going to filter out that other one from LinkedIn. But again, vice versa. If you're looking to do this and you want to see maybe the prospects and new clients that came from LinkedIn, then we'll go ahead, click on that. We'll apply the filter. And then it will get rid of the YouTube one, or the YouTube opportunity that we had closed one, and it'll replace it here with that LinkedIn one that we had. So this is just an example of how we see a lot of firms run reporting out of their CRM, how they use this opportunities by stages filter, and really just showing you the examples of how you can save the filters in the reporting tab within your Redtail CRM. So the last thing, you saw that we had built a lot of customizations inside of here. We're just going to show you really quickly where you can make those customizations inside of your Redtail CRM. So we'll go to the top here where my name is. I'll just hover over this button and I should get a drop down menu. So I'm going to go to manage your account, click that button. And then after this next page loads, what we're going to do here is we're going to scroll all the way down. And under admins only, I will click on manage database list. So once I click on that, on the right hand side, I'll scroll all the way down, and then under opportunities, I'm going to click on stages. So once I clicked on stages, this is where you can actually start building out your own opportunity stages and these customizations, just in case you need to kind of follow your own process. Let's say you only have 2 prospecting meetings and you're only going to need to put in 2 of these fields. And then lastly, what we're also going to suggest here is going to the types. And if you're wanting to track the information about opportunities from existing business, new business, maybe some other type of opportunity, then you can definitely add the function here. So the last piece that we're going to add to this here is you did see that we were tracking the different sources of where these opportunities are coming from. And this is an advantage that Redtail has, is if you create a contact source, it'll correlate and it'll actually show up on the opportunity itself that you are trying to track as well. So the reason why we like to show and represent that data is because Redtail's reporting is not as dynamic as it should be, and essentially you can run a report on contacts, you can run a report on opportunities, but you can't mix them together here. So you can only run a report on either or section. So when you're trying to determine where are these new dollars coming from, where is the new business coming from, it's definitely a good idea to start tracking the source. And you may gather that during the first meeting, maybe through a scheduling question when they're scheduling their first prospecting meeting with you, or maybe you just have a general client intake form that you like to give to a prospect. And you should definitely highlight that, because that's going to tell you where you should be spending not just your marketing dollars, but your valuable time as you continue to grow your firm. So we hope you found this video extremely valuable with trying to report out of your CRM and trying to track the opportunities that you're close wanting, close lossing, and anyone that's really in those active stages within your financial advisory firm. If you stuck around this far, if you wouldn't mind giving this video a like and subscribing to our YouTube channel, we produce a lot of content for you as Redtail CRM users, as well as other different relevant advisor tech platforms that we do consult on. If you're looking for additional support and maybe some other help within your CRM, please feel free to schedule an introductory call with us, and we'd be more than happy to talk about those challenges.